Performing arts in India, music, dance and drama. Music, dance and drama have always played a very important role in our Indian culture. Sometimes you can hear people playing the dhol and there is music. We run to see what it is. It could be Lodi or it could be a wedding procession. But whatever it is, people sing and dance with a lot of enthusiasm. These dances are called Bhangra and Gidda in Punjab. These songs and dances portray the various stages in our lives. They reflect the socio-religious customs and practices of rural people earlier, but now are a very important part of modern city culture. They are linked through centuries of celebration and might have started with fertility rites to obtain prosperity for the agricultural community, that is, fertility of land and cattle, but also of birth and survival of children. There are many reasons for celebration. It is difficult to list them. Why don't we make a list of these situations and activities and find out how and why people celebrate them? You will not only find this activity interesting, but you will be unable to put a full stop to it. Do you know why? Because the number is so large that you will never be able to know all the music, dance and drama that our country has. India is a land of rich culture and heritage. Since the beginning of our civilization, music, dance and drama have been an integral aspect of our culture. Initially, these art forms were used as mediums of propagation for religious and social reforms, in which music and dance were incorporated to gain popularity. From the Vedic era to the medieval period, the performing arts remained an important source of educating the masses. The Vedas laid down precise rules for the chanting of Vedic hymns. Even the pitch and the accent of singing different hymns have been prescribed. These were more of an exemplary presentation through them than education or social reforms. Presently, these art forms have become means of entertainment for people all over the world. What is art? Art is an expression of all characteristics of the human mind aesthetically. These characteristics, that is, the varied human emotions, are known as ras in Hindi. Ras literally means a sugary juice. It signifies the ultimate satisfaction of anand. Human emotions can be categorized into 9 subheadings or navras. They are hasya, that is laughter, bhayanak, that is evil shringar, aesthetics, rudra, karuna, veer, adbhut, vibhasa and shanti, that is peace. Shringar reflects human emotions, and human beings spontaneously express their frames of mind through various art forms. Thus, the intellectual mind merges with the artistic streak, giving birth to art. This expression is reflected in various styles like singing, dancing, drawing, painting, acting, sculpture. Some of these are expressed through live performances and others through visual arts. Sketching, painting, sculptures are visual arts. Singing, dancing, acting are attributes of performing arts. Music from time immemorial has been the most popular art form of India. They are sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, na. The earliest traditions of Indian music may be traced to Samved, which contained the shloks that were put to music. Chanting of Vedic hymns with prescribed pitch and accent still form a part of religious rituals. The earliest text dealing exclusively with performing arts is Bharata's Natya Shastra, that was compiled between 2nd century BC and 2nd century AD. It has 6 chapters on music. Another major text is between 8th and 9th century AD. In this work, ragas were first named and discussed at great length. Sangeet Ratnakar, written by Sarangdev in the 13th century, mentions 264 ragas. A variety of string and wind instruments were invented over the period of time. In ancient texts, references have been made to flutes, drums, veena, and cymbals. Many rulers, such as Samudragupta, King Bhoja of Dhara, and King Someshwara of Kalyan, patronized music. The Gupta monarch Samudragupta was himself an accomplished musician. In some of his coins, he is shown playing on the veena. Music was also associated with the worship of gods and goddesses in the temples. In the 12th century, Jayadev of Orissa produced the most brilliant raga kavya, the Geet Govinda, each song of which was set in a raga and was composed on the theme of love of Radha and Krishna. Abhinav Bharati provides useful information about music. Tamil music has a number of terms and concepts parallel to what is found in Sanskrit text. The Shaivite Nayanas and Vaishnavite Alvas too set their psalms to music. Similarly, in the medieval period, the Sufi and the Bhakti saints encouraged music. Qawwalis were sung in Sufi khankas, and devotional music like Kirtan and Bhajan became popular with the Bhakti saints. Names of Kabir, Mirabai, Surdas, Chandidas, Tulsidas, Vidyapati are closely associated with religious music. Great scholars like Amir Khusro contributed equally to the promotion of music. The legendary ruler of Malwa, Baz Bahadur, and his wife Roopmati introduced new ragas. The most famous musician of Akbar's court was Tansen, and there was nobody to match him, even though there were all kinds of singers. Baiju Bawra was also a well-known musician during Akbar's time. The patronage given to these artists by the ancient and medieval rulers have been instrumental in keeping the tradition alive. In fact, the Mughal rulers were great patrons of music. According to Lempool, Babur himself was fond of music. He is supposed to have developed some very popular music style forms like the Qawwalis, Khayal, etc. Humayun was said to have illustrated Indian text on music. Akbar composed songs and encouraged musicians. Swami Haridas and his disciples composed many songs in different tunes. Pundarika Vittal was a great scholar of music who wrote the famous Ragamala. Hindustani music was also enriched by devotional songs sung by Mirabai, Tulsidas, and Surdas. Music during the medieval period was broadly based on two traditions: the Hindustani classical music prevalent in northern India and the Carnatic music of southern India. Hindustani classical music may be traced back to the period of Delhi Sultanate and to Amir Khusro, who encouraged the practice of musical performances with particular instruments. He is believed to have invented the sitar and the tabla and is said to have introduced new ragas. Most of the Hindustani musicians trace their descent to Tansen. Different styles of Hindustani music are Dhrupad, Dhamar, Thumri, Khayal, and Tapa. It is said that Tansen's music had the effect of magic. He could stop the rising waves of the Yamuna, and by the force of his Meghrag, he could cause the rain to fall. In fact, his melodious songs are sung in every part of India even now with great interest. Some of Akbar's courtiers patronized musicians like Baiju Bawra, Surdas, etc. The most popular ragas are Bahar, Bhairavi, Sindhu Bhairavi, Bhim Palasi, Darbari, Desh, Hamsadhwani, Jai Jayanti, Megh Malhar, Todi, Yaman, Pilu, Sham Kalyan, Kambaj. India also has a rich variety of musical instruments of different types. Among the stringed instruments, the most famous are sitar, sarod, santur, and sarang. Pakhavaj, tabla, and mridangam are percussion or tal giving instruments. Likewise, flute, shenai, and nadswaram are some of the chief wind instruments. The musicians of Hindustani classical music are usually associated to a gharana or a particular style of music. Gharanas refer to hereditary linkages of musicians which represent the core of the style and distinguish them from the other. The gharanas function in Guru Shishya Parampara, that is, disciples learning under a particular guru, transmitting his musical knowledge and style. We belong to the same gharana. Some famous gharanas are the Gwalior Gharana, the Kiran Gharana, and Jaipur Gharana. Devotional music like Kirtan, Bhajan, ragas contained in the Adi Grantha and singing in the Majlis during Muharram also deserve a special place in Indian music. Along with this, folk music also shows a very rich cultural heritage. The compositions in Carnatic music may be attributed collectively to three composers who lived between AD 1700 and 1850. They were Shyam Shastri, Tyagaraj, and Muthuswami Dikshitar. Purandar Das was another great composer of Carnatic music. Tyagaraj is revered both as a saint and an artist and epitomizes the essence of Carnatic music. The main compositions are known as Kriti and are devotional in nature. The three great musicians experimented with new forms. Some notable musicians of this period are Maha Vaidyanath Iyer, Patnam Subramaniam Iyer, and Ramnad Srinivas Iyengar. Flute, veena, nadswaram, mridangam, ghatam are some of the instruments to accompany Carnatic music. Despite contrasting features between Hindustani and Carnatic music, one can find some similarities. For example, the Carnatic Alpana is similar to Alap in Hindustani classical. Tilana in Carnatic resembles Tarana of Hindustani music. Both lay stress on Tal or Talam. With the British rule came Western music. Indians adopted some of their instruments such as violin and clarinet to suit the demands of Indian music. Orchestrization of music on stage is a new development. The use of the orchestra for music on stage is a new development. Use of cassettes replaced oral transmission of tunes and ragas. Performances which were earlier limited to a privileged few have now been thrown open to the public and can be viewed by people and music lovers throughout the country. Music education no longer depends on the master through institutions teaching music. Musicians like Amir Khusro, Sadarang Adarang, Mia Tansen, Gopal Nayak, Swami Haridas, Pandit V.D. Paluskar, V.N. Bhatkande, Tyagaraja, Muthuswami Dikshitar, Pandit Omkar Nath Thakur, Pandit Vinayak Rao Patwardhan, Ustad Chand Khan, Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan, Ustad Fayaz Khan, Ustad Nisar Hussain Khan, Ustad Amir Khan, Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Pandit Kumar Gandharva, Kesar Bhai Karkar, and Shrimati Gangubai Hangal are all vocalists. Among the instrumentalists, Baba Alauddin Khan, Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Bismillah Khan, Ustad Allah Rakha Khan, Ustad Zakir Hussain are some of the well-known musicians. Folk music, besides classical music, has a rich legacy of folk or popular music. The music represents the emotion of the masses. The simple songs are composed to mark every event in life. They may be festivals, advent of a new season, marriage, or birth of a child. Rajasthani folk songs such as Mand and Bhatiyali of Bengal are popular all over India. Ragini is a popular form of folk songs of Haryana. Folk songs have their special meanings or messages. They often describe historical events and important rituals. Kashmir's Gulraj is usually a folklore, and Pandyani of Madhya Pradesh is a narrative put to music. Muslims sing Soj Khwani or mournful songs during Muharram, and Christmas carols and choral music are sung in groups on the festive occasions like Christmas. Thank you.